Have you ever wondered if your confidence is crossing the line into narcissism? Or maybe you're concerned about someone else's behavior. Understanding narcissistic traits can be eye-opening and transformative. In today's video, we'll explore the telltale signs of narcissism and how to recognize them in yourself and others. Let's dive in and uncover the truth behind this often misunderstood personality trait. Welcome, friends. Thank you for tuning in to Big Sister Era, the ultimate guide to transforming your mind and elevating your life. You are safe here. Please subscribe and leave comments down below. Today, we're getting into a fun yet insightful topic: the top signs you might be a narcissist. But don't worry, it's all in good fun and meant to help us grow. Now, before we jump in, remember, this video is for entertainment purposes only. If you have serious concerns, please reach out to a mental health professional. With that said, grab your favorite drink, get comfy, and let's explore these signs together. You might be surprised by what we uncover. Okay, let's dive into the first sign. Constantly seeking attention. We all love a little attention now and then, right? After all, it is a human trait to want to be heard and seen. It feels good to be seen and appreciated, but for some people, that need for attention becomes a little more, shall we say, intense and overwhelming. Do you find yourself steering every conversation towards yourself? Not just arguments, but also basic conversation. Maybe someone is telling you about the time they rode a horse, and you feel yourself interrupting to tell about your story of a horse, because maybe yours feels more important. Maybe you're always sharing stories where you're the hero. You are always at the right place at the right time, doing the right thing, no matter what the story. Or perhaps you constantly fish for compliments on your appearance or achievements. Don't worry, we're not judging. Relax, take note of what your thoughts are, and we can work towards a better you for the sake of holding social relationships. It's human nature to want to be acknowledged, but if you notice this pattern in yourself, it might be worth exploring why. Take a look at yourself and ask yourself, why do I seek constant validation and attention? Was there something I did not receive as a child? Did I experience trauma and now I have abandonment fears? Sometimes a constant need for attention stems from an insecurity. Deep down, there might be a little voice whispering, "Am I good enough?" And to silence that voice, you seek validation from others. But you are good enough. Here's the thing. True confidence comes from within. It's about recognizing your worth, regardless of external validation. So, if you're always seeking the spotlight, try shifting your focus inward. Celebrate your accomplishments quietly and find joy in the successes of others. Sit back and watch your life change and how you view others. Remember, true fulfillment comes from genuine connections and a strong sense of self-worth, not from fleeting moments in the spotlight. Let's move on to our next sign. Lack of empathy. Empathy is the ability to understand and share the feelings of others. It's about putting yourself in someone else's shoes and feeling what they feel. Now, we all have moments where our empathy muscles need a little workout, especially when we are in a hurry or we receive poor customer service. But if you consistently struggle to connect with others' emotions, it might be a sign of something deeper within you. Do you find it hard to understand why your friend is upset about a seemingly small issue? Like you don't understand why Barbara would cry about not getting an A on her test when you were fine with a C, because C's get degrees. Maybe you brush off their feelings or tell them to get over it. Or perhaps you find yourself getting easily annoyed when someone is expressing vulnerability or sadness. Like they are doing it on purpose to take the spotlight away from you. If any of this sounds familiar, it's time to explore those empathy gaps, my friends. Remember, everyone experiences emotions differently. What might seem insignificant to you could be a huge deal for someone else. Instead of judging or dismissing their feelings, try to approach the situation with curiosity. Ask open-ended questions. For example, you can ask Barbara, your friend who is crying over a B, "Can you help me understand why you feel this way?" Active listening and genuine curiosity can go a long way in bridging the empathy gap and building stronger, more meaningful connections. Chapter 3. The I'm better than you vibe, grandiose sense of self-importance. Okay, let's talk about that I'm better than you vibe, also known as a grandiose sense of self-importance. Now, confidence is fantastic, but when it crosses the line into arrogance, that's when we have a problem. Do you find yourself constantly comparing yourself to others and coming out on top? Maybe you believe you're more intelligent, attractive, or successful than everyone else in the room. Or perhaps you have a hard time accepting criticism and deflect blame onto others when things go wrong. Do people constantly tell you that you don't take accountability and that all you care about is yourself? These are all classic signs of a grandiose sense of self-importance. Now, deep down, this inflated ego often stems from insecurity. It's a way of masking inner doubts and vulnerabilities by projecting an image of superiority, meaning that you fight hard to make people believe something of you that you desperately need them to, other than just being yourself and letting others see for themselves. But here's the thing. True confidence doesn't need to tear others down. Life is hard enough. It's about recognizing your strengths while acknowledging your weaknesses. So, instead of focusing on being better than others, try shifting your focus to becoming the best version of yourself. Embrace humility, celebrate the successes of others, and remember that everyone has something unique to offer. Chapter 4. Starved for compliments? The need for excessive admiration. Let's move on to our next sign, the need for excessive admiration. We all love a good compliment, right? I love those shoes. Where did you get them? I love your smile, it lights up the room. It feels amazing to be appreciated and recognized for our efforts. But for some people, that need for admiration becomes a constant hunger, a thirst that can never quite be quenched. Do you find yourself fishing for compliments, even when you know you haven't done anything particularly praiseworthy? Maybe you surround yourself with yes people who constantly stroke your ego. Or perhaps you feel deeply deflated when someone doesn't acknowledge your accomplishments or decides to set boundaries with you, and that upsets you. This constant need for validation can be exhausting, both for you and the people around you. Remember, true confidence comes from within. It's about recognizing your worth regardless of external praise. So instead of seeking validation from others, try focusing on your own internal compass. What are you proud of? What brings you joy? Celebrate your accomplishments quietly and find satisfaction in the journey, not just the destination. Chapter 5. Rules don't apply to me. The sense of entitlement. And finally, let's address the rules don't apply to me mentality, also known as a sense of entitlement. Now, it's healthy to have boundaries and advocate for your needs. But when those needs constantly come at the expense of others, and you feel entitled to special treatment, that's when we have a problem. Do you find yourself getting impatient or angry when you don't get your way? Maybe you expect preferential treatment in restaurants, stores, or even in your personal relationships. Or perhaps you have a hard time understanding why you can't just bend the rules to suit your needs. These are all classic signs of a sense of entitlement. Remember, the world doesn't revolve around you. Everyone has their own needs and priorities, and it's important to treat others with the same respect and consideration you expect for yourself. So, the next time you find yourself feeling entitled, take a step back and ask yourself, am I being reasonable? Am I considering the needs of others? A little perspective can go a long way in fostering healthier, more balanced relationships. Outro, embracing empathy. The path to growth. Thanks for watching. Remember, recognizing these traits is the first step towards change. To show more empathy, try to listen actively and validate others' feelings during disputes. It's all about understanding and growth. Make Big Sister Era a part of your daily routine. Carry the peace with you, wherever you go. Thank you for tuning in with us today. Please don't hesitate to subscribe now, to not miss our next session, and comment below. Take care, babes. See you next time.